What do you do if you like collecting either import or US-based retro video games, but you don't have a good retro video game store near you? Well, that's where the guys from Video Games Monthly come into play. What they do is they offer a service where you can get anywhere from 3, 4, 5, and 10 retro video games delivered right to your doorstep. And it's not a rental service. You get to keep these games. The other nice thing is you can go ahead and you can start and stop your subscription at any point in time. Like I've recently had to stop my subscription having some financial issues, having lost a job. But the cool thing is having a relationship with these guys, knowing these guys, they asked if I was okay. They wanted to make sure there was nothing that they could do for me. Thank you guys, I really do appreciate it. So what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna open this month's box, we're gonna see what we got, we're gonna tally up our total, and we're gonna check out the condition of the games as well. So the way that I do my unboxings here with Video Games Monthly is you see the games at the exact same time that I do. It's a blind draw. We're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna crack the seal on here and take a look at the games one by one. So reach our hand in here, and it feels like a card or something we have. No, it's a Floydomania magnet. Actually, it's a magnet, so very cool. What is this? Oh, looks like we got a 1-up, so congratulations, you received a free game. Thank you for being a Video Games Monthly subscriber. Well, I'll explain it more in a little bit here. You can also go ahead and win 3 games. If you post your box to social media, you can earn a chance to win a free 3-game addition to your next box. So anything else feels, nope, that feels like the top of a CD case or something. So we'll take a look at this. Up first, Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe for the Gamecube. I've actually never watched the Narnia movies. My daughter has and loves them. My wife loves them as well. Disc looks like in pretty good shape. A little fingerprint or something right about there, but that'll buff out. I love the fact that it is complete. So it's got the manual, the game, and the original case. And you've seen what this is worth on screen, so very cool. Let's see, I always love getting GameCube games. Let's see, up next feels like Super Nintendo. From Ocean, the Flintstones, and this is based on the movie starring John Goodman. I think I remember renting this back in the day from our local Blockbuster. I don't know if I've played this or not, but cartridge looks like it's in good shape. We will open this up in a little bit just to see how the pins look, and I'll show you how to clean your games. Really easy to do. Let's see, another feels like that feels Super Famicom. So, P-Man, $25, huh? If you're ever wondering what a Japanese Super Famicom or even a Famicom game is, you can type in this SHVC-APUJ-JPN into Google, and it will give you the title of the game. And according to Video Games Monthly, it says P-Man for 25 bucks. We will verify that. So that's our 3rd game. Let's see, our 4th, our 1-up. For the Wii, this is Megamind Mega Team Unite. I've never played this. I actually love the movie. I thought the movie was fantastic, even though I normally don't like Will Ferrell. This is, again, complete. Oh, check that out. That's actually cool that it's got the little toy insert in there, too. And we will check the disc. This one, yeah, there's some gunk on the disc. With this, what I'm going to do, I'll just use a little bit of water and a microfiber cloth to get that off. This is something that does not look like they ran through their polishing machine, but I mean, that's simple, straightforward, or pretty easy to take care of. But let's go ahead, let's open up P-Man and the Flintstones, and let's check out the condition of the pins and see if we need to do any additional cleaning. All right, so let's dive into our games. We're going to start with the Flintstones, and for this you just need a 3.8mm game bit to dive inside. Now, you don't need to open up the games to clean them. I just like doing it because it gives me a better overall view of the condition of the pins, and also if I am using any cleaners and solvents, that makes sure that I'm getting all the gunk off. And these definitely look a little bit on the dull side. I think a little bit of isopropyl alcohol will clean that up without a problem. Yeah, same on that side too. So we're just going to clean it. We're not going to have to deep clean it. We're just going to use some isopropyl alcohol, so I'll show you how to do that. So yeah, looking at these pins, I mean, they're dirty, but they're not, like, I don't need to hit it with the heavy duty stuff. I don't need Bright Boy, isopropyl alcohol, and some cotton swabs will work just fine. Like I mentioned, we just have some isopropyl alcohol here, and I did recently 3D print this. This is a travel size case for Q-tips, and that's all we're going to need to clean our game here. Now, you want to make sure that you don't leave any fuzz or anything like that behind on the board, because that will contaminate your system. So now we have our cotton swab dampened, and all we're going to do is use it to clean the pins on our cartridge here. Main thing here, we're trying to remove any dirt, gunk, and goo from the pins. Now, I'm not seeing anything really obvious coming off, which is good. The main thing you want to make sure too is that you're not leaving any fuzz or anything behind from the cotton swab either, because you don't want to have to clean up after you've cleaned up. Just gonna flip it around, dry it off with this side here. Same thing with this side here. Go ahead and, yeah, there you can see a little bit more of that gunk maybe coming off. Now at this point, all we're gonna do, we're just gonna put it back into the case. There's a set of tabs here and here that align with tabs there and there on the case itself. So I'll get that in, slide her down, grab our screws out of our 3D printed parts tray. Can't tell, I love me some 3D printing. Now to get everything aligned properly with the screws, what you wanna do, unscrew it slightly, you'll feel it take a set, and then screw it back in. What that does is it ensures that you're not cutting new threads in the plastic, that you're utilizing the existing threads that are there. Do the same thing with this side here. And then we'll do the same thing with the other side here, where we'll just come in, get it lined in, lined up, take a set, screw it in, and we are ready to test this guy out. So there is the Flintstones. And now supposedly this is P-Man worth 25 bucks. I already popped up the price for you earlier. I have to admit, I have yet to look up the price, so we will see how accurate they are on that. Now interesting, these screws are actually silver versus the kind of copper ones that we saw on the Flintstones. I wonder if these are third party. Same thing on this, we're just gonna pop that open. Want to make sure, there we go, that we don't get that caught. Now these pins, they're looking okay. I think the same thing, just some isopropyl alcohol, at least on that side. Let's take a look at this side. Yeah, those look decent. Now, if these needed more than just isopropyl alcohol, I would be using this stuff here. This is called Bright Boy. It's actually a metal polisher. You can only do it so many times. I've never had a game that doesn't work before work less because I used Bright Boy on it. But this won't need Bright Boy. We're just gonna get our cotton swab out here. Such a handy little tool. I'm glad I printed that out. And I'm going to dampen that again. And we're just gonna go ahead and rub that along here. And it's not going to hurt anything if you get the board. It'll just clean that as well. Now, one thing, name brand versus generic on these cotton swabs. The one thing I found with the generic ones, like at the dollar store and stuff, the sticks in the center tend to be really, really soft and flimsy. The name brand ones tend to work better, at least in my opinion. Now, one other thing you want to make sure that you do too, or don't do, after you've cleaned and the pins, don't touch them. You just cleaned a bunch of gunk and goo and garbage off of the pins. You don't want to get more on there with the oils from your fingers and hands. There you go, got caught there a little bit. Just want to make sure that not leaving any fuzz behind, and that side looks good. It'll only go in one direction. There is a kind of an alignment jig molded in. It'll only go in this direction. So we're going to go ahead and seal this guy back up. Now, one of the things here too is normally you would need a Japanese Super Famicom to play Super Famicom games, but thankfully you can now go ahead and play Super Famicom games on a US system thanks to today's sponsor, Nestoration. Wait, That's me. Let's take a closer look at what I'm talking about. See, with Nestoration, what I've come up with is a pair of region-free mod kits that are 3D printed for the Super Nintendo Junior and the original Super Nintendo that replaces the cartridge tray right inside the system, so you don't have to cut up anything, you don't have to mod your system as far as slicing it up. It's remove the old components, drop the new components in. I am super proud of it. I will have links down below to our website. And just to show you how everything works here, I do have my Super NES Junior here, which I have modded with Voltar's excellent RGB mod kit. The Flintstones for the US Super Nintendo pops right in, pops out. P-Man pops in, pops out. Everything is beautiful. I love the way this mod works. I'm so proud of it. So how did Video Games Monthly do for us in this month's box? Well, Megamind complete, it's only $5. Narnia complete, $7. So we're only at $12 there. The Flintstones, $17. So we're getting better value. They said P-Man was worth $25, and they were right. It's a $25 game. In total, we're looking about $54 value here in what we got in this month's box, and for what I paid, definitely made my money back and then some. And it's not just like, yay, I got so much value. I want to make sure that I'm getting value for what I'm paying for, and this did deliver. Now, I'm interested in checking out P-Man and the Flintstones. Narnia, no interest there. I'll probably actually give it to my oldest daughter. She can play it through her Wii. And Megamind, I'll ask her if she wants it, otherwise it'll be trade bait. Now, one of the cool things is the fact that, as I mentioned in the intro, you can start and stop your service anytime you want. That is one of the nice things that the team over at Video Games Monthly can do. You can also go ahead, if you're looking to play Super Famicom games on a North American Super Nintendo, you can check out our tutorial and our new Nestoration Super NES and Super NES Junior region mod kits. Now that will only allow you to play Super Famicom games on a Super NES and does not address PAL versus NTSC. It's NTSC only, but it's one of those things, if you've ever wanted to get into playing Super Famicom, you can do it. And in fact, if you want to check out that video, I'll have it linked for you right up there. Make sure you check it out. And thanks for supporting us here on the channel.